Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, we are making the perfect little nibble to start your holiday dinner with. I call these my Gruyere candied bacon twists. They're so good. They're so insanely easy. You can prep them ahead of time, which is really lovely, but you do need to bake them right before you serve them because they are really best when they are fresh and warm and delicious. The recipe is incredibly simple and easy. I made something similar so many years ago. There is a local market in our town run by the Amish community, and they have the best sweet brown sugar maple bacon I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I'm kind of using the idea of that sweet, delicious, salty bacon and kind of like making my own twist on it by wrapping it in some puff pastry, adding a little rosemary, tons of black pepper, and nutty Gruyere, and it is just heavenly. So let me run you through what you'll need, because it's not very much. You'll need some puff pastry. I have some here in a little resealable bag. Beautiful. Make sure you let it thaw. I'm gonna just set this aside for a second because I've got some brown sugar in here. To this, I need to crack a lot of black pepper. I want really coarse, delicious black pepper because the combination of the sort of salty pepperiness and the sweet sugar and the very salty bacon all together is truly a recipe made in absolute heaven. So don't be shy with the pepper. I also really like a pinch of rosemary here. I know rosemary can be quite strong and pungent and overpowering, so if you don't like it, leave it out, or you can also substitute with just a little bit of thyme. I am gonna go ahead and chop just a little bit of rosemary. I'm actually just gonna do one stem because, like I said, rosemary, very strong. So just about a tablespoon of rosemary needles, and I'm just going to finely chop them. That is good enough. Add that right in and mix it all together. The oven's preheating to 375 so that's ready for me. I've got some Gruyere over here that I've already grated. Please make sure to grate your own cheese. It makes such a big difference. Lightly flour your surface. This is a different brand of puff pastry that I'm used to working with, so it's a little sticky. Just stay with me here. I have 1.5 sheets. I used a half a sheet for something else the other day. Oh, this is going to be tricky. When all else fails, get yourself a new piece of puff pastry, okay? I fought with that one for so long, I threw it back in the freezer, but thank goodness I had others in the refrigerator thawing. So just grab a new piece. I'm just going to roll it out so that it's a little bit thinner on all sides. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my nutty Gruyere. If you don't like Gruyere, which I know can be a little too sharp for some people, you can use something different. You could use a cheddar. You could use something much more mild. Totally and completely up to you. I just like it. I think the combination of all together, the nutty and pungent and sweet and salty and peppery and delicious. I'm trying to sort of push that in. It's much easier to do with your hand. Push that into the pastry a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but trust me, it will not matter. Gonna go ahead and cut about, let's say, 1-inch strips of your puff pastry. If some of your cheese tends to move around, just put it back where you found it. Then you take a piece of bacon. Don't buy the thick cut bacon for this. You kind of want the thinner regular stuff, not too thin though. You just do one of those. You kind of stretch it out to fit to your pastry. You just push it down, and this is not going to be perfect, and never is, but that's sort of the beauty of cooking, is that you don't have to worry about things like that. And then you just kind of twist. You hold each end and you just twist like so, like that, and I put them on a wire rack over top of a baking sheet. Just, it gets crispier. It doesn't swim in any fat, of the fat that renders from the bacon. I just like it, but is it necessary? No. It'll be fine either way you do it. So I'm just gonna continue to do this. All done. All I'm doing right now is just brushing the exposed part of the little puff pastry with a little bit of an egg wash, just a beaten egg with a touch of water to make it go a little further. And this just helps everything get a beautiful golden brown color. Just you wait until you eat one of these and then you'll be like, oh my goodness, I have to have these at every charcuterie board, every appetizer, because they are so addictive and delicious. And at this point, if you wanted to make them and stick them in the freezer for a month, by all means, do what you want to do. If you want to make these a day before, stick them in the refrigerator, by all means, do what you want to do. But all you have to do is bake them last minute, and they are so perfect and so delicious. They will be such a hit. I love, love, love them. So all I'm going to do right now, brushy, and into the oven, 375, until they are beautifully golden and crispy and delightful. I will show you what they look like when they are done. Just make sure I'm getting all the things. I'm just gonna do a little papa on the puff pastry. You don't have to. There's plenty of pepper in there, trust me, but you know me. These are gonna go in and I'll show you what they look like when they are done. All right, my bacon twists were in the oven for like 25 minutes. The only thing I want you to keep a very, very close eye on, I want you to do is if you're going to bake them on a wire rack like I did, you have to take them off the wire rack while they're still really hot. Otherwise, if they cool on the wire rack, they will stick. And you don't want that. So when you're taking them off the wire rack, when they come out of the oven, they're still quite flimsy because they're very hot. And then as they cool, they set and they're like the most like glorious, delicious. Can you hear the crunch? Not very many things make me as happy as this with such few ingredients. Sweet, peppery, it's flaky. The perfect food. Me and I both subconsciously, when we love something, we dance when we eat. And I never noticed how much I do it until I realized how much she does it. These are 10 out of 10. 2 thumbs up. A must have on your charcuterie board if you're doing appetizer style or whatever. They're just great for any time of the year, but especially this holiday season if you are having gatherings. I mean, prep in advance, bake last minute. They are phenomenal. Go to laureninthekitchen.com for the written recipe. Just you wait. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go for this side. Bye.